Look, if you're going to take one thing out of this class, ask yourself that question. Knowing what I know today, would I hire this person? And I would actually extend that. Knowing what I know today, would you do something different? And if the answer is yes, then do something different right now. Hi, I'm Uri Levine, founder of Waze and a writer. And this class is about making hard decisions and understanding why firing is way more important than hiring. Now, let me start with the beginning, right? I spoke with many entrepreneurs that their startup failed. And I asked them why. And many of them say the team was not right. And I kept on asking, okay, what do you mean the team was not right? And so I heard, this guy was not good enough. This guy was not good enough. The CTO was supposed to bring on board, to hire 10 engineers, and he was unable to do that. So not good enough is one reason that I heard. Another reason that I heard quite often is that we had communication issues, right? Something that I actually called ego management issue. And then I asked them the most interesting question. When did you know that the team is not right? Now, all of them knew within the first month. Within the first month, all of them knew. There was one guy that told me before we even started. And then he said, wait a minute. If you knew within the first month that the team is not right and you didn't do anything, the problem was not that the team was not right. The problem was that the CEO did not make hard decisions. Making easy decisions is easy. Making hard decisions is hard. This is why in most or smaller organizations, they will go all the way to the top. Now, the problem is amplified by an order of magnitude because everyone knows, right? Just imagine that you were in a small team of people, let's say 10, 20, 30 people, and there's someone that shouldn't be there, right? And that someone shouldn't be there because they are way underperforming or because this someone is a complete jerk that no one likes to work with him. Doesn't matter, right? Everyone knows. Everyone knows that someone shouldn't be there. Everyone knows. And the CEO doesn't do anything. This is where the problems start to become amplified, right? Because if everyone knows and the CEO doesn't do anything, then just think about it. What goes through the mind of the other team members, right? They can think of only two options, right? Number one, CEO doesn't know, which is not good. Number two, CEO does know and still doesn't do anything. This is even worse, right? The result, by the way, is always the same. The top performing people would leave. And this is the beginning of the end. You are not going to be successful if the top performing people are leaving, and you are not going to be successful if you are unable to make hard decisions. Now, firing is hard, is really hard. But think about it the other way, right? No one is hiring perfectly. No one is hiring perfectly. The result is that if you are a great hire manager, you're going to hire 8 out of 10 that are good hires and 2 are not going to be good. If you are lesser than that, then it's going to be 7 out of 10. There are still 2 or 3 that will need to be let go. And you have to do that. You have to establish this common sense that is basically saying firing someone that does not fit is way more important than hiring someone that does fit. And for a second, I want you to think of a larger organization, right? So think of a large organization that have a lot of employees. And at the end of the day, any large number is going to be distributed normally, right? So think of the normal distribution. And here we will have top performing people, amazing people, and very good people, and less than average people. And then we will have people that shouldn't be there. We already established the underlying assumptions that everyone knows. Now, let me ask you that question, right? Assume that you only can do one thing, right? Fire one from those that shouldn't be here, or hire another amazing person. Which one is going to have a bigger impact on your performing organization? Firing the one, because everyone knows. And when you think about it, everyone knows, and you don't fire that, you actually have a ripple effect on everyone else that is basically saying, okay, wait a minute, this organization is not that great, and they're not firing people that shouldn't be there, then why should I make so many efforts in order to excel? I don't need to excel. And the organization doesn't fire anyone. And the result is that if you fire those that shouldn't be here, everyone else is empowered by basically saying, okay, you know what? This organization is doing the right thing. Okay, I understand that I need to fire someone. No, not necessarily, right? Only if there are people that shouldn't be there. But how do you know, right? And so I would say there are two methods, right? One is for new hires, and you ask yourself after 30 days, knowing what I know today, would I hire this person? And look, if you'll tell me I don't know within a month, then I would say, number one, you're lying. Number two, it's okay that you'll take another month, but that's about it. Everyone knows, right? And so if that someone shouldn't be there, if you shouldn't have hired him from the beginning, fire them immediately, if the answer is yes, I would hire this person again, then you should actually do something about it. Tell them that you are extremely pleased with their performance so far. Give them a little raise. If you have options or equity that you are distributing to your employees, then give them a little bit more than what you agreed on. Make something that they will feel that you actually like the fact that they are there. Now, this is for new hires. For existing people, if we know that everyone knows, then we should ask everyone. Not necessarily everyone. We should ask enough people that we trust, or enough people that we think highly of them, about who should we stay there and who shouldn't, right? So we can maybe ask them one question about, okay, if there is one person that shouldn't be here, who is that person, right? And if you'll ask few people, not necessarily all of them, you will get consistent results, right? Now, if you want to do that in a nicer way, then ask yourself, ask those key employees that you have, or key people that you have, ask them two questions, right? Assuming we're going to build a new team, elite team, a very small team, which are the people here that you're going to bring into this team? And these people are keepers. These are the ones that you need to keep. And which one you don't want in this new team? Now, if you will hear consistent answer, this person is, we don't want them, you should fire those people. So the best way for you to know is ask the team. Look, if you're going to take one thing out of this class, ask yourself that question. Knowing what I know today, would I hire this person? And I would actually extend that. Knowing what I know today, would you do something different? And if the answer is yes, then do something different right now. So look, during the journey of building a startup or building a company or doing anything actually, making hard decisions with conviction ended up to be the most significant success factors for successful companies. And you need to do that because no one likes to make hard decisions, right? And so the result is that in a smaller organization, they will go all the way to the top. The CEO have to make hard decisions. If you don't want to make hard decisions, you cannot be the CEO. You know, I mentor multiple CEOs, and throughout this journey, I tell them that they need to make hard decisions with conviction. And many of them came back and say, this is the system that I found to do that, right? And so for me, it was my dad once told me that I came to him with two options, and I said, I don't know which one to choose. So he reached out to his pocket, get a coin out, and said, I'm going to flip the coin. And before the coin drops, you're going to make the decision. In many cases, we know what is the right decision, but we're looking for confirmation. The coin will drop. And if you can make that decision, that's going to be most likely the right decision. One of my CEOs told me, I always ask myself the following questions. Assuming there is someone else instead of me, right? Someone else is replacing me as the CEO, and that someone knows everything that I knows, what decision that someone else is going to make? And that is the right decision. It's disengaged from the emotional that was related to getting into this point, right? In many cases, we are saying, okay, wait a minute, this guy was with us for a long period of time and we cannot fire him, but maybe he's irrelevant anymore. And this is an emotional decision more than a logical decision, right? So asking yourself, if this is going to be someone else making that decision, what decision that is going to be makes it way easier to make the right decision.